that anxiety that people experience where they start remunerating about the future or something that's happened, that is because that
No,
they've
let me put it this way. This question, I understand what you're saying. See, what is it that human beings are suffering? What happened 10 years ago? They're still suffering. What may happen day after tomorrow? They're already suffering. This is what you're saying. What happened 10 years ago? Is it here now? Does it exist? No. What may happen day after tomorrow? Does it exist here? No. So if you're suffering something that does not exist, what does it mean? Tell me bluntly, if you're suffering something that doesn't
well,
exist
it's
here,
like insanity, but it feels like it
it
exists.
is
Yeah.
insanity. It is insanity. That's why I'm saying once you start doing this, how far you go, when will you graduate? When will you end up in a doctor's place? When will you end up in asylum? Is a question of time. But now,
To,
world bodies are predicting it's going to happen large scale very soon.
let me give you an example. So someone has a sick child, or they just lost their job, and they're thinking over and over again about, oh my God, my child's gonna die, I'm gonna lose my job, and then I can't feed myself, I'm gonna lose my house, then I'm gonna be on the street. That kind of remuneration and stress, that anxiety they experience on a day-to-day basis because they're scared of losing something which might, they believe will end them up on the street or lose their job or they won't be able to feed their family. That kind of torment.
I wouldn't want to put those two things in the same level, losing a child and losing a job, all right? Losing a child is a different thing, it's a completely different thing. Obviously, there will be a certain amount of pain in any human being, that's different. So, let us say such a terrible thing we had to face, that we may lose our child.
Mhm.
Tell me, can you do the best for the child if you are in your sanity, or is it good to go into insanity?
I feel like it takes a tremendous discipline
Now,
that…
what it takes, we'll see later, but I'm just asking a fundamental question.
Okay, well, it makes more sense not to go into insanity.
Yes, sanity will make a difference. Maybe we can save the child, maybe we cannot, because all aspects of life we don't determine. Our experience we can determine. See, what happens in the world around you, even if you're just two people in the family, never will it happen 100% your way. If you try, nobody will be around you. It's as simple as that.
I've read your story, so I know that there's moments in your life where you've lost people that you loved.
Lot of people, not one or two, because my family is so large, almost every other day I am burying somebody who's very dear to me.
Which one of those moments impacted you the most, and did any of them drive you into the insanity that we're talking about?
No, I don't let anything drive me into insanity. This is a brief amount of time that you have as life. Here we create many things. You're creating businesses, I have large movements where millions of people are involved, there are relationships. You cannot take these things lightly because other lives are involved. But you cannot prevent anybody from dying. You can attend to them. If if something is going to happen to them, you can make attempts to save them, but you cannot prevent anybody from absolutely dying, including yourself. This is a fact. So the only two things that we have is a certain amount of time and a certain amount of energy. This is all that you call as life. What do you want to make out of it? You want to make a mess out of it, see, the thing is, first of all, they're living an emotionally constipated life. They only loved their child. I saw everybody as mine. Everything that happened hurts. But that's part of it. If you walk in a forest, there are thorns in your feet, but this doesn't mean you don't enjoy the forest, all right?
Do you have moments of sadness?
See, you're asking a very question which is hard for me to say because I have done this to myself, that nothing happens within me the way I don't want it. If that was your situation, nothing happens within you unconsciously. everything that happens, happens the way you want within yourself. What is the experience that you want to have right now is always determined by you. What would be your choice? Grief and misery, is it?
No.
See, you are the only creature who can decide your way of being, no matter what is the surrounding. Every other creature is an instinctive reaction to what's happening around them because they are only fired by their survival instinct. They don't have any other aspiration. Once their stomach is full, their life is settled. For a human being, stomach empty, there's only one problem. Stomach full, 100 problems. Because life doesn't settle with survival. You want to be something else all the time. The problem is you're a being. You're supposed to know how to be. How far away have human beings gone from the definition or that aspiration?
So is that an incorrect question to ask then? Because I asked you if you experience sadness.
If I want to, I do.
If you want to, you do. Okay.
I said it doesn't happen it doesn't happen by itself. If I want, I can be loving, if I want, I can be joyful, like if I want, I can be sad. Yes, when somebody dear to you is no more, you allow yourself that. But do you stop doing anything? No.
Seems like there's such a powerful narrative coming from social media, magazines, TV, movies that are
Yes, I'm not denying that.
making us individualistic and…
It's not even individualistic, it's always about me being better than you. It started from the kindergarten school. There itself they told you, I am first rank, you are third rank. From there it started, I am better than you. So, the whole life is about being better than somebody means, essentially what it means is, I enjoy your failures. Does it sound like joy to you or sickness to you?
Sounds like a sickness.
It is a sickness. We're building into our children right from day one.
What about trauma? I was thinking about early trauma and how that drives us away from a life of contentment and drives us towards, a life where we might end up in prison or we might be dysfunctional in other ways because of something early that happened when we were 7 years old. It could be a small thing or a big trauma that has orientated us to be greedy or to be selfish or to be, in the worst case, maybe to hurt others.
See, essentially you're finding an excuse for the way you are, which you yourself don't like. See, if something unpleasant happened to you, you have two choices. Either you can become wise or you can become wounded. Choose. More unpleasant things happen to you than anybody else. You must be the wisest man soonest. No, you choose to be wounded because you carry this wound like a badge and so that you can cause the same wound to others. What's the point? When you know the pain of it, how do you do the same thing to me?
But it becomes a survival technique to
see,
some
there
people.
is no excuse. The thing is just this, instead of intelligently, consciously responding to life, you are reacting like any other creature, that's all.
So something bad happens to me when I'm 7 years old and these neurons fire in my brain that make me react badly.
This is all WhatsApp neurology. Whoever told you these things? Right now, we have a research center in Harvard Medical School in Beth Israel Hospital, okay? Right now in October, this month, on 17th to 21st, we have a international conference there. In these 5-6 years of its existence, they have done a lot of study. One thing they found was, I can't go into all the scientific things, I'm not a scientist, but one important thing is, this simple 21-minute practice I'm talking about, people who did this for over 6 to 8 weeks, the endocannabinoids in their system is 70% higher than what is considered to be normal. What is normal for a happy person, it's 70% higher than that. You know what's endocannabinoid?
No.
You know what's cannabis?
Yeah.
Yes. Every human being has cannabis receptors. This doesn't mean that this body was created to smoke cannabis. You're supposed to produce it. When you don't produce it, you try to substitute from outside. That's a different matter. Let me not go into that aspect. But 70% higher, what this means is, it is about 23% higher than what happens in sexual orgasm or extreme exercise. Simply sitting here. So if you felt like that every moment of your life, do I have to tell you, don't rob, don't kill, don't do this?
No. No.
That's all you need to… We've not fixed that one thing. See, when you were a child, when you were 5 years of age, you were just bubbling with joy by your own nature, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had to work hard to make you unhappy at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But now somebody has to work hard to make you happy. What happened to the equation?
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.